Hi guys, so it's been a year and a half since my last video, so I had to come back for this one. So today I want to talk about the 49 Afrikaners that migrated to the United States. I also want to talk about Cyril Ramaphosa's meeting with Donald Trump that is going to happen tomorrow. So if you're watching this after Wednesday, then this has already happened. And also I want to talk about how people from outside of South Africa view South Africa. So I've been staying in the United Kingdom for the past 2 years, and I just want to kind of like touch on a few points regarding the sentiment of how people view South Africa and some of the things that us as South Africans we do that kind of like feed into that sentiment, and maybe how as a nation we can improve that image. So I want to start with the elephant in the room, the 49 Afrikaners who have left. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I feel like they don't deserve that much airtime. But what I can say about them is I feel like they are opportunists. Those guys are opportunists, and what they saw is that there was an opportunity for them to go into another country, get visa, get settled in, and they took it. So good for them, I guess, but I hope they're not thinking of coming back, because we will remember them. As you saw, Newsroom Africa has been following up on where they come from, like where they persecuted and all of those things. And some of them are not even farmers. Some of them don't even own anything, so this whole thing of genocide happening against them doesn't really count. There's no land being taken away from them. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about them. Good for them. I hope they find whatever they're looking for that side. Now, the second point is Cyril Ramaphosa going to the United States to meet with Donald Trump, right? I don't think he should have went. Now, many people are saying, no, he's going there to sell us out, to kiss the ring. But you need to understand that South Africa was invited by the United States. So we didn't just wake up and say we want to go there. We were invited to go there. I feel like he should have postponed, because I feel like Donald Trump wants to humiliate South Africa. That's the whole point of this. But he's already there, so that ship has sailed, or that plane has already landed. So it seems like Cyril Ramaphosa has brought a strong team. I saw Parks Dow there. I saw Lamula. I saw John Steenhuisen there. I saw a couple of different people from different parts of the government. So I think he brought a strong team. Now, I want to talk about John Steenhuisen. Now, I watched his interview with Newsroom Africa, and I was impressed. Now, it's very difficult for me to be impressed by somebody from the DA. If you know me on Twitter, I've been arguing with the DA leadership, like Helen Zille, since like 2012 or 2013 or something like that. I don't usually agree with their policies, but I feel like I was impressed with how John Steenhuisen is approaching this whole thing. Now I'm going to play a clip. Here's the clip.
And we must be honest, we have a rural safety problem, and it affects rural communities incredibly harshly because of poor police resources in rural areas, and of course the difficulties associated with policing in large areas. And that's why I think what we should be doing is looking for partnerships with other countries, but how we can improve using technology and other means rural safety. Farmers and farm workers do feel unsafe and insecure in many parts of rural areas, but it's no different to challenges faced in rural areas around other parts of the world. And what we need to do is to make sure that we focus policing resources there, and that we have a far better synergy between local security initiatives by farmers and farming organizations and formal SAPS interventions in those rural areas. However, I think we do recognize that in South Africa we've got to address imbalances in land ownership, and the way we do that has to be responsible and ensure that it doesn't affect food security and doesn't affect the property rights. That's why Section 25 of the Constitution is intact. You would know as well that the matter of expropriation without compensation is currently before the courts of South Africa, as any judicial review of any process of government anywhere in the world would take place. And we obviously look forward to the court clarifying that.
Now, as you can see there from the clip, John Steenhuisen is talking about the fact that the crime that is happening in South Africa is not targeting anybody. We have rural crime, which is crime that is happening in places which are far away from infrastructure, far away from police stations, far away from cellular networks, which makes it easy for this criminal to kind of like block out your cell receptions, so that you don't have network. You can't even call for the police, and there's nobody who's going to come there to help you. So he is approaching this from a point of a person who is in government, not from a person who is the opposition leader. So I was kind of impressed, to be honest, with the DA when it comes to how they are approaching this. They're not feeding into this AfriForum lie. And the other thing I will talk about is how people look at South Africa from the outside. So like I said, I've been living in the United Kingdom for the past 2 years, and you get to see how South Africa is portrayed. You get to see how it's reported on BBC, on other local news when it comes to things that are happening there. And one thing I will say is that there's a saying which says that, I don't know if other languages have this saying, but as African people, we have a saying which says that me and my brother will fight our cousin. Me, my brother, and our cousin will fight our neighbor. Me, my brother, our cousin, and our neighbor will fight anybody who comes and attack our village. So, which means that whatever happens, we always stick together whenever we are being attacked from the outside. Now, the reason why I want to emphasize this saying is because many people think that in South Africa we have problems and nobody else has problems. Trust me, I live in the United Kingdom. These people have problems. Big problems. When it comes to division, when it comes to crime, it's crazy. I'll give you an example. About, I think it was 2 months ago, a guy unalived his roommate, right? And he chopped him off. And then he started using his money, keeping him in the house. I think he put him in the freezer or something. And then he took him out, and then he walked throwing pieces of that guy under bridges in parks. Like, I don't think they have found the whole of that guy. He unalived him, chopped him off, throw him into random places.
April last year, human remains were discovered in Salford's Curzledale wetlands. Unbeknown at the time, what would follow would be one of the most unprecedented investigations conducted by Greater Manchester Police. Through trawling CCTV.
Now, we have crazy crime that happens here, but have you ever heard about it from South Africa, in South Africa? No. Why? Because of the PR of this country. What they do is that they represent their country as this perfect place, safe place. Come and invest here, move here. It's amazing here. And that makes their GDP to grow, their production to grow. They're attracting the best, they're attracting money, they're attracting investment. But when it comes to us, we tend to divide each other, and then we show our dirty laundry. I can assure you, crazy things are happening here. Crazy stuff. Just Google Birmingham and just look. Just go and say Birmingham, what's going on there. Rats are everywhere, like big, huge, humongous threats, like the ones that we know that we can have back home. But I'm not going to talk much about that. But what I'm trying to say is that as a country, we need to come together whenever we're being attacked from the outside. Now, I'm going to give it to a lot of white people that I've seen. There's this guy, Peter Cyril. There's also a lot here on TikTok who are coming out and saying, no, we are not part of this. We are not going to, you're not going to use our name and say that there's genocide, we are being attacked, we are being eliminated. This is not happening. This is a lie. And it's amazing to see this. I'll put a few videos of people who are coming out to say, no. We're not going to allow you to lie on our name. We're not allow you to throw the country under the bus on our name. And this is what it means to be African. This is what it means to be South African. If you call that place Africa your home, you are going to stand up and defend it when it's being thrown under the bus. We have issues, but we have always found a way to come together and resolve them. So we don't stop doing that right now. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to make this video to be too long. But I'm going to make another one after Ramaphosa comes back from the United States. I really have a bad feeling about this. Mostly the fact that Bloomberg just put out an article saying that South Africa is willing to give in to Elon Musk and Starlink. I don't think we are, but I think we are using it as a pressure tactic. So they are already putting out expectations so that when we go into those negotiations, we are already kind of like, they're playing us offside in a way, you know. So I really hope that there are a few pressure points there. There's that, there's Israel and the ICJ. What else? There's Starlink, there's this thing of the Afrikaners, and we just need to be resilient. What I can say is that Israel is coming for us, guys. You might not understand this. Israel is really coming for us. All this pressure that you are hearing, all of these things are coming from Israel. Israel is supporting Lesotho's claim on land into South Africa. I don't know if you know that. Go check it out. Israel is establishing itself in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, the country that we and them help each other a lot. They are now talking to the Israelis and they are cooperating together. So we need to be very careful and we need to come together. They're going to find cracks. That's what they're looking for. So the first crack that they found right now, it's racial. It's between white and blacks, and then they're using the Afrikaners to create a divide, and then they want to use that for us to get sanctioned and punished for the ICJ case that we brought up. So as a country, this is the time to stick together. That's all I'm going to say, and I'll see you on the next one.